But you can still see my screen, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing the screen.
Okay, thank you so much. Um, now, if I enter this, it is giving me 860 because 43 times, because 43 times 20 should give me 860. Now, let's say I want to autofill. If we see this, let me autofill first before we move. Yeah, so this is giving what it should give. If I am not wrong, yeah, if you look at this formula now, you see this is $AA $9, meaning I want cell number AA9, that is this, to be constant. When we say K in mathematics is constant, that is anywhere you see K, use the value. Anywhere you see K, use the value. Like it should not change, even if you plus it by 1 million, it should not change. My K should remain constant. That is what we did here. That is why we have. Now, if I go to the next one, that is where we have $AA $9, absolute cell referencing. No matter the amount of steps I jump, do not change. That is what we are telling it now. But if you look at this, the other one now, we have AB2, that is column AB, cell 2. You can change. If I jump a million steps, jump a million steps together with me. Now, if you look at, oh, sorry, let me undo that. Let me just click. Sorry. Now, if you look at the next one, you see our cell AA9 still remains the same, but this AB3, so it was AB2 before, it has changed down to AB3, meaning as I am going down in column AB, as I'm going down in column AB, go down with me. But you see this, my supposed quantity, it should not change. My supposed quantity should not change because I want to get 20 items of each of these product price. Okay, let me see it as product price instead of supposed price. It should be product price. Then this one would be supposed price. So do you understand the logic? Please, who is with me? Do you understand?
Yes, yes, yes.
So yeah, as I am moving down AB, do not change. But as I am, but my AA9 should remain constant because as I am moving down, do not change. So that is that for absolute referencing. Then we would have an assignment on referencing. Our assignment will be mixed referencing. We should learn about mixed referencing. So mixed referencing now, I will just talk about it and we'll do our own research on it. Mixed referencing means, okay, I want to change row, but I don't want to change columns. I want to change row, but I don't want to change column. Or I want to change columns. I don't want to change. Is that right? Now we said a cell is an intersection of
So,
column and
sorry, I have a question.
yes,
I
sir.
think this format you just use, I think that should be the mix because you use uh, uh, absolute referencing and relative referencing for this one. Or is that mixed or is just the normal way to do absolute
So
referencing?
this is the normal way for absolute referencing because I am calculating a particular column, but I'm referencing a particular cell. Do you get?
Okay, that means one will be constant while others will vary.
Change exactly. But
Okay,
if I am using, do you understand that? Do you get that now?
yeah, I get it, get it.
Okay, right. So mixed referencing means instead of you know a cell to remain constant or change, now I want the row to change. It is either I want the row to change or I want the column to change. Or I want column, what am I saying? Okay, like row, it is either row changes and column remain constant, or my column changes and row remain constant. That's when that one now, instead of having $AA $9, it would be if I want my column to remain constant, it would just be my columns that would have the dollar sign. and my 9 would just be ordinary 9, no need of $9. I have $9 because I want that row 9 to be constant. But mixed referencing now is because I want to use this column, but I don't want to use a particular row. I want to use this column. If I am jumping 10 rows, jump 10 rows with me, but that it should be that column. It should be that same column. Or if I am using this, let me say row 6, I would have my AA as AA, and my row number would be constant. That is, I would have AA $6, AA $6, meaning no matter where I go, the row number should not change from 6. But the row number should not change from 6, but that column can change. The column can change as I am moving, but that same column, I want to use that same row. So that is mixed referencing. Let me show us the format for writing mixed referencing now. So you see this, we have, okay, I already said it. So this one would be equal to, so I want my, what's it called now? Let me use AG. I want my AG to not change. No. Okay, we're using AA9. I want my AA to remain constant, but I don't want my row to change. Sorry, I want my row to change, but AA should remain constant. This is how I would write it. So our assignment is, we learn on it, read more on it, perform maybe just 10 rows of calculation using mixed referencing. Yes, so that's that. So that we can do this creating templates and phrasing tonight, because our time is fast spent already. So yeah, phrasing now. Phrasing talks about, I have a large data and I want to see some particular parts. I want to see some particular parts irrespective of them. Now, instead of me moving to the left, moving to the right every time, I can just freeze my thing. So freezing means keep this particular location visible at all times. Like, my row one here, they are the headers. What if I am on row 2824? How do I know what field this particular one is? How do I know this one is for others? How do I know this one is a code? How do I know this one is this? How do I know this is that? So that is where the solution of phrasing comes to play. Now, instead of me moving, I would just have to, scroll down, go up to see what I want to see. So instead of scrolling down, scrolling left, going about and about, we have phrasing. Now, I want to freeze my column A and my row 1. Let's say I want to freeze my column A and row 1. I would come to a cell that is next to it. I'll come to a cell that is next to it. That is, now what is next to column A row 1 now is this B2. Meaning this, from here like this to this place, I want to see them constant because I want to see more of these sides. But I want the order number and the column headers to remain constant, to remain static. Now I'll just have to come to the next cell that is adjacent to it, click on it, go to my data tab. Is it data tab now? Freeze pane. Sorry, view tab. Then if you look at the freeze pane now, we already have this place that was blue, that is highlighted blue, meaning that is where I want it to remain freeze. That's the column and the row. Now we have types of freezing. We have freeze pane, we have freeze top row, we have freeze first column. Freeze pane is a combination of freezing top row and first column. Or if you want to freeze first two, let's say we want to freeze first 2 columns and first 2 rows, I'll just come to the next one. To the next cell that is adjacent, I'll just come. Meaning it will freeze row 1 and row 2, then column A and column B. So now I have selected this, I go to my view tab, I go to my freeze pane and I select freeze pane, you would see that there is a line on it already. There is a line demarcating. So irrespective of how I move, you see, my two columns are still there, and my first two rows are there. Do you see that? My first two rows are there, and my first two columns are there. So this is changing because I want to see the first two columns of each row. The rows are going up if I am sorry, if it is going up, if I'm going up, but it is constant. But if I move this way, they are still there because I have freezed the first two rows. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or I'm alone. Okay, regardless, this is I'm not ordinary sha. So it means like I want to see this particular every person with my location on the data set, on the page model. I want to see this particular thing. Now to unfreeze the same way we freeze, just come. I click it, unfreeze it. Now the lines are gone. Let's say I want to freeze my first row. It's freeze already. So even if I am on 2000 plus, I'm still seeing the field names. And if I want to unfreeze, I can just unfreeze and just click on freeze pane. The same way for freeze first column. Now we would go to the last item on our list for today, which is creating templates. We talked about freezing already. We have creating templates. So creating template now. The last stuff we did, template is like a designed, let me say a designed pattern that I want to replicate in another work. Like, okay, let me open the last stuff. I think we use this is Excel mastery. Yes. Okay, yeah. This was what we did last class. So now I want to see, I want what I want to do now. I still want my row header to be this same font, the same font size, the same background color. And for this one, I want like so templates is like templates is the pattern that needs to be replicated in another workbook, in another work. So you can also refer to it as or pattern or any. So that if I want to create a template after I have designed or after I have what I after I have created the pattern now and want to make it in another maybe later some other times, I'll just have to save it as a template, as an Excel template. Just come to it and I can always put it. I have to save it as a template. Now, how do I save it as a template? If I have done all my necessary editing or formatting, so I go to save as. Now, I would not save. I would go, okay, no, I can even save. I can save. I will just have to, oh, this is saved already. So let me just use save as. Okay, let's create a new one instead. So now I entered this is age, gender, occupation, religion. Then I want it to be this thing there. Hold on. Oh, I don't. Okay, why this is loading? Like I was saying, I wanted to have a particular format. I wanted to have like maybe size 22, color background black, and I have done my necessary editing. I have. Oh, let's see if I can go back to this one. Amazing. So I have done my necessary editing. I will just have to save. You know, if we are saving and there's a place it will bring like the file name, then file type. So we'll just click the drop down of file. Let me use this one instead. So file now and save as. Okay, I choose my location. So now this is the file name. You see this save as type. Instead of Excel workbook now, I would save it as an Excel template. Excel templates. I think I already saved it. Yeah, yes. Oh, that's why I wanted to use a new one. No, now you see, I saved that as a template. Now I want to make use of that template. I can just like a new page, and I want to make use of that same template here I used before. Now I want to replicate it here. That is what and yellow and that side. I can just go back to my file. I would open open from my file. I will out from my file now. Let me go back. Now, if I want to use a particular template that was used before, I want to replicate it in a new workbook. All I have to do is open that new workbook, then go to file. Then after file, I go to save. Let me see. Sorry, I go to from my file, I go to new. Then you can say blank workbook or Excel. This is already a template. I have used this already. That's why it's showing. But now I want to replicate what I used before. I'll go to my file. I'll go to new. Then I can say, okay, this one is if you want to collect online, you want to search for a template online, or personal now, the ones I created myself, It is advisable to use a name you can remember. It is advisable to use so that you easily select. Imagine I have like over 100 templates and I want to use a particular one. So now the last one I selected, I saved was this. So you just click on it. Oh my God, Jesus. System is heavy. So in a normal day, we'll just click on it and it will open up for us and we'll just edit whatever you want and you have your templates already. So I don't know why it's not coming up. My system is on. So that will be all for today. Let me see. We already did basic arithmetic operation. We did this functions and formulas. We did auto-filling and flash filling, where we talked about cell referencing. And we also learned that we have 3 types of referencing, which is relative cell referencing, absolute cell referencing, and mixed cell referencing. And we have an assignment on mixed cell referencing. Then we talked about the importance of phrasing and templates, creating templates and phrasing pins. Sorry, creating and using templates and phrasing pins. So thank you so much for joining today's class. Any question before we go off? Any question? Anybody? I think I can just stop sharing my screen. Any question? Anonymous, take approach to mate text.
From my side, there's no question.
Okay. No question. Addition, subtraction, nothing. All right. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you despite the inconveniences. Thank you so much for staying by. Thank you so much. So our next class will be on Wednesday and we'll talk about logical functions. The same way we are using our sum average mean, we can also make use of them using some conditions. That's logical functions and or not if counted. The same way we use them in Python, the same way we use it here. Then we have our text functions, concat, length, find, text, join, lower, and our lookup functions. Hopefully this next class will not take as long time as this because this is almost like 1 hour 45 minutes into class. So thank you so much everyone for joining. I hope to see you Wednesday 9 p.m. So let's call it a night. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.